Social Work Services for Older Adults, Chapter 10.
By Kay Wellington, Rachel O'Boyle, Quazim Brown, and Shireen Selma.
In 2009, almost 12.9% of U.S. residents were 65 years or older. It is projected that by 2050, that number will increase to 20.2%. In America, people usually live longer than people in other countries because of better nutrition and medical advances. With people living longer, an issue arises. Older adults have a lot of needs. Commonly, older adults use social programs provided by the government. They use social programs like Medicare, Social Security, and government assisted housing. This means that there is a greater demand for these programs. To deal with the greater demand for social programs, a profession was developed. This field is called social work. The people who work in this profession are called social workers. They assist people who need help and are looking to improve their lives.
How social workers help older people.
First, they assess a resident's strengths and needs to develop and implement an appropriate treatment plan. Second, they counsel residents when needed, helping them cope with illnesses and deteriorating functioning, deal with emotional problems, enhance social skills, and make decisions. Third, social workers address issues concerning the residents' families. Sometimes communication difficulties must be ironed out. Other times, social workers educate residents and their families about complicated medical conditions and treatments. Social workers also may assist residents and their families in making financial decisions, such as applying for public assistance or a pension, contacting lawyers, or discussing end of life issues such as funeral arrangements. Fourth, social workers link residents with outside services when needed. Perhaps a resident needs access to library, holdings, or wheelchair capable transportation, or requires new glasses, a hearing aid, or a wheelchair. Fifth, social workers assist other nursing home staff in understanding residents' needs and respecting their dignity. Finally, social workers advocate for clients. Sometimes they advocate for improved quality of care or individualized attention within the nursing home setting. Other times they advocate for agency or social policies that provide more resources or better services for clients.
Learning about older adults. There is three important variables in discussing the older population age: race, gender, and social class. About 19% of the U.S. is of color. Example, African American, Hispanic, elderly people. Estimates say that by 2035 it will increase to 25%. This is because of the higher fertility rates. It is proven that people of color experience higher rates of heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis than people of white descent. This has a direct impact on the social workers and people in the healthcare field. The U.S. population is 49% male and 51% female. Men's average life expectancy is the age 75, while females live an additional 5 years. Older people with higher social class or more income tend to label their health as excellent, while others of low class say the opposite.
An empowerment perspective.
There are five basic values to an empowerment approach for working with older adult stress. The first is that older adults should be treated with dignity and treated with utmost respect. The second is that older people should have the power over their own lives. Third, older people should be active and participate in family and community activities. Fourth, they also have the rights that all people have to be treated equally. Last, they should have the right to security and access to a safe environment. In specific, an empowerment perspective for older adults involves giving them respect, appreciating differences, valuing their choices, and promoting health.
Common problems facing older adults.
Ageism.
Ageism is a prejudice or negative attitude towards someone just because they are older. It is very common in the media to see advertisements for endless beauty and perpetual youth to be had if you use certain products. Many celebrities endorse anti-aging products as well. When growing older, it is easy to focus on negatives, such as the physiological reality of the body becoming weaker. Discrimination in the workplace is another common problem that face the elderly. In a recent survey involving 1,400 workers, over half the workers over the age of 50 felt they were valued employees. Yet, in the younger age group, only 25% felt that way about their older coworkers. In 1967, the Age Discrimination and Employment Act was passed. It prohibited employers from advertising for employees under the age of 30. This act did not help those over 65. Many struggle to make ends meet and become victims of poverty. Poverty is defined as a condition of not having enough money to buy things that are considered necessary and desirable.
Active aging. This segment talks about the rights of older people and making sure they keep a healthy lifestyle. They also speak about standards that other people should have. The United Nations principles consist of independence, participation, dignity, care, and self-fulfillment. To them, the word active means the elderly participating in social, economic, cultural, and spiritual affairs through life. It also talks about the WHO and their three concepts. Participation in life, including family and community, health and healthy promotions, and security, including financial, community, and family security. It also begins to talk about some of the activities that can bring joy and excitement to older people, such as music and other sorts of excitements.
Older adults often must deal with decreased power on several levels. First, physical health tends to decline as people age, so older adults must rely increasingly on supportive help to survive. Second, although older adults generally maintain good mental health, many experience a modest impairment of short-term memory, a decrease in speed of learning, a slowing of reaction time, and some degree of mild forgetfulness. Third, they often experience loss of support systems as their peers' health declines. Fourth, we have established that retirement may require adaptation on the part of older adults, requiring them to learn new ways to occupy their time. They may also experience feelings of uselessness when they are no longer employed. Fifth, older adults may encounter age discrimination by younger people based on prejudicial stereotypes, such as emphasis on physical, mental, and economic weakness.
Concepts and strategies. Number 1. Social workers should focus on adoption to new experiences, issues, and EVE losses. Number 2. Social workers can help older adults focus on and emphasize what they can do instead of what they can't do. Each individual should appreciate his or her own level of confidence. Number 3, relatedness, the third concept, involves the sense of belonging and relating to the other people. Finally, autonomy involves helping people live as independently as possible. First, we can identify and face the preconceived notions and stereotypes about older adults. Also, we can appreciate the different life situations experienced by people from different age groups within the older adult population. Third, we need to understand that older adults are individuals with unique characteristics, experiences, and personalities. We also need to learn about how both gender and cultural background influences the aging experience. Fifth, we need to understand the development aspects of later life, including people's physical, mental, living, and socioeconomic conditions. Another important issue facing older adults is the idea of preparing for and coping with their eventual death. Social workers can empower clients by playing important roles that include counseling, offering emotional support, providing information, and assisting clients or their loved ones as they cope with assuring death. There is a developed 5-stage model of emotions that appear to be involved when people are facing death or an extreme loss. The first one is included denial and isolation. The initial response to bad news is a refusal to believe the news is true. The next stage is anger, another emotional response. They say, "Why me?" Oftentimes than not, they begin bargaining and they're trying to make deals to get a better outcome. Maybe there is something that I can do to make this problem go away. And then depression hits. This involves feeling of extreme sadness, fatigue, and hopelessness. It is no use for me, it's all over for me. The final stage is called acceptance, and this is when they start looking more objectively towards the end.